Greetings, 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 royal family. Sisters, a painful episode 7. Yes, I am late. This was really tough to watch. I think it's safe to say that season 2 might be worse than season 1. Okay, so welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on the video. You know the spiel. All right, let's just get right into it. So Andy, the episode opens up. We see Andy and she's at Paris's place. And, she's drunk and she is a belligerent mess. So she's aggressively trying to sleep with Paris. And he's telling her no. They left the club. Andy was drinking a whole bunch of liquor, and she wanted to get her groove on with Paris. And Paris realizes that, look, he's the rebound guy. He understands that she was dealing with Gary, crazy Gary, that is. And he knows what she's up to. So Andy's party dress somehow turns into some lingerie. And Paris, he is trying to figure out what is going on. So I guess Paris, he ran out of nose because he proceeded to give Andy what she said she wants. Just a mess. So back at the club, Danny, she is still dancing with the straight bartender guy, and Maurice, he's getting the scoop on him from one of the dudes that works at the gay club. So apparently the dude that Danny is dancing with is no good. So Maurice, he tries to kind of break them up like, hey, Danny, you might want to stop dancing with him. Give me a ride home. It didn't work. It was a pointless scene. So we shift gears to Aaron and Karen. So he drops her home from the club because he attended the club as well. And he's trying to stay at Karen's place, right? He promises that he'll stay on the couch. They're both annoying, and their storyline, like, can we pep it up already? Can we unleash crazy Aaron? Because I know it's there. I know it's under those perfectly knitted sweaters that he wears. I know the crazy is up under that cashmere. Anyway, back at Danny's place. So she brings the bartender man, who's a stranger, back to her house. Remember, Rodeo hasn't been returning her calls. She has been calling him, leaving him voicemails. So no word from Rodeo. Same foolishness he did in season 1. Just whack, recycled writing. It's just bad. Anyway, so she brings the bartender man back to her house, right? And he reveals that Calvin, which is Simple Sabrina's boy toy, uses meth. Dun, dun, dun. Yikes. So I have a feeling that Simple Sabrina is, not going to believe this. And also, bartender man could be lying. He's a total stranger that Danny has up in her house. Just desperation. Her name should be Desperate Danny. Danny the Desperate, right? Anyway, now Calvin, so Danny, she starts blowing up Sabrina's phone. Now, bartender man, he goes in the bathroom. He starts taking a shower. Remember, they just left the club. He doesn't know Danny at all. They were dancing for all of maybe 10 minutes, if that. He goes into her bathroom. He's taking a shower. Danny's asking him what he's doing. He says he's using her toothbrush. It's just, what in the melanated hell is going on here? Like, oh my God. I had to watch this show in increments. I didn't sit and watch this all the way through. And by increments, I mean, I put it on a Wednesday and I probably finished watching it on a Friday. So that's why you're getting this review late. I had other things to do. Okay. So she's like, Danny's blowing up Sabrina's phone. Now Sabrina is back at her place with Calvin getting it on. Okay. And Danny, she ends up answering the phone, right? So Danny tells Simple Sabrina about the meth allegations. Sabrina, she ends up laying back down with Calvin, who tells her that he wishes he would have met her 5 years ago and had kids, yada, yada. Now, Calvin has a son who we never see, nor does he talk about, okay? Calvin says that, he wants to be exclusive with Simple Sabrina, and Simple Sabrina is hesitant, then tells him she's not ready for a relationship. This storyline is dumb. It was dumb in season 1 and it's dumb in season 2. Simple Sabrina did all that vouching for Calvin. She pleased him the way he requested. She saw him in his lace panties, all that. And now you don't want to be with the dude? I'm confused. I'm so confused. I don't know. Whatever. She doesn't know what she wants. She says she's not ready. She didn't confront him about what Danny told her, though. And I didn't expect her to. So now Calvin is sad. He lays back in the bed. He's going to leave. And she tells him, no, let's just lay next to each other. Girl, how old is Simple Sabrina supposed to be? Jesus. So meanwhile, back at Danny's place, the bartender man, like I said, he's taking a shower in her bathroom using her toothbrush. So he exits the bathroom nude and then starts coming on to Danny, who is uncomfortable. It was just nasty. Like he's talking about kissing her bunions and Tyler Perry could have left that out. It wasn't even a well acted scene. Danny's like, ugh, sick of them. Let's shift gears to Karen's place. She wakes up crying from a bad dream, and Aaron, he comes in the room to her rescue. Of course, there would be a reason for Aaron and his cashmere sweater, for him to get up off that couch. Because remember, he's staying the night. I'll be a good boy. He's staying on the couch. And I noticed that she immediately wanted to call Zach because she had a frightening dream. And Aaron, you could tell he felt some type of way about that. But then he goes on to say, no, you can call him if you want to. So she didn't call him. Aaron ends up laying in the bed with Karen, telling Karen she's safe with him and he's not going anywhere. Dun, dun, dun. So I think the crazy is coming out. I don't know. It'll be a lot more interesting if Aaron was crazy. Why not? Pep this up. This is just stale. Like month-old crackers in the pantry, stale. Like it's just bad. So back to Andy. See, this is why it took me a few days to watch this. Here we go again. So Andy and Paris, they're, laid up, on the couch, and Paris's mama, is she his mama, his grandmother? See, here's the thing. Tyler Perry is either forgetting the roles or he just don't care or he just don't care. Because I thought that was Paris's mama. I think then he told a story that was his grandmother in season 1. So his grandmama enters the living quarters and wakes them up. So mama heard Andy and Paris bumping and grinding the night before. And it's because she lives in the basement. So they live together. Mom and son, or grandma and grandson, whatever the heck their relation is. She lives in the basement. So Miss Irene wants to talk to Andy alone. So she basically tells Paris to go wash off that sex off of him. Here we go with the BS. Okay, so Miss Irene lets Andy know that she heard everything she said about wanting Paris. She let Andy know that her grandson is a good man, and she knew what she was doing. Okay, this was a totally unnecessary scene. She says she knows that Andy slept with her grandson because she was mad at Gary. So it seems like Miss Irene is kind of pulling, Andy's whole card. Because, I think she's a trollop and a tramp. Felt that way since season 1. And then Miss Irene took a left turn. Miss Irene starts to lay it on thick, just like she did in season 1. She tells Andy that she's too pretty, too smart, and too nice to be anyone's one-night stand. I was like, Miss Irene, you had me. You had me until you started with this praising Andy BS. Everybody is praising Andy. Oh, she's the beautiful one. She's a smart one. She's a trollop. And I just was like, get the out of here, man. Here we go again with that Andy praise. Like I said, she's a skank. Point blank, period. Like, stop with this praising Andy. Miss Irene had me. She's like, I know you slept with my grandson because you were mad at Gary. She's hip to what's going on at the law office because she is the cleaning lady. So she cleans the office. So she's aware that the FBI raided the office and all that good stuff. So she's on to Andy, but then you start praising her. Man, anyway, shift gears to Fatima and Zach. So he has a hangover and from the night before because they had a little bit of fun, and she's getting ready for work. So she tells him that he's going to do great and, turn his life around. So she's just like really uplifting him, giving him some kind, positive, uplifting words. And Zach, he's shocked at how positive Fatima is. And she hands him the keys to a truck for him to use. This is the truck that belongs to the program. The the renovating houses program that he got into. And she tells him, you can use this. Just hands him the keys. And he asks, when's the next time that he's going to see her? And she replies, when I want you to. I thought that was cute. I'm like, oh, so is she crazy too? I just want somebody other than Gary to have a touch of crazy. It makes things interesting. Okay. Back to Karen. She wakes up to breakfast courtesy of Ron, and they're talking, and Andy ends up walking into Karen's place because, she has the key to her apartment. And Andy and Karen, they're talking about Andy embarrassing herself the night before, pretty much. They laugh and giggle about the fact that Paris and his mother lived together and she heard them having sex. Andy is so whack. Like, you trying to look down on Paris because he lives with his mother, or his mother, grandmother, whatever she is, lives with him. Do you know that the cost of living is expensive? And Andy, you don't even have nowhere to live right now. The FBI still has your apartment, as Gary called it before, that piece of bleep. They still have your apartment, apprehended. So you are jumping from Sabrina's place to Karen's place. Girl, please. You don't even have a place to live at the moment. And you laughing at Paris. The good Lord must have known that I needed some relief, because my main man, $100,000, Crazy Gary, his scene is up next. So he has a new lawyer that is trying to get him bail. So Gary's still locked up. So Gary had this lawyer / frat brother, this is his friend, trail Andy because he wanted his lawyer friend to tell Andy that he was sorry. He basically wants his money back, or so it seems. I don't know if he wants Andy or if he just wants the money back, or both. Who knows at this point? He's crazy. He's unpredictable. And I like that. It gives me something to look forward to as far as these episodes are concerned. So the lawyer basically said, look, he trailed her. I trailed her, but she was, getting cozy with Paris, some bald dude. And he said he didn't get to talk to her. So Gary's upset, and he says, look, I want my money back. And he told his lawyer friend to go to Andy's office and get his money and get him out of jail. Gary is so crazy, and I like it. So then, of course, we had to be bored to tears. Kudos to Gary. It's not easy handling all that crazy, In my opinion, he's carrying the show. Anyway, so we shift gears back to Danny's place. So Loverboy is in the bathroom again. I guess they must have done, they did the do or whatever. He's back in the bathroom. Then in walks Rodeo. Walks into Danny's apartment. Like, come on with this popping up foolishness. The landlord let him in again. He did that before, and Danny didn't like it. Who the heck does Rodeo think he is? How you getting the landlord to let you in? Like, So he was trying to apologize. He's like, Danny, I get it. So it took him however long to figure out why Danny was upset. Something ain't right with Rodeo. And if Tyler Perry, listen, this would be a good time to like kind of shift Rodeo's character and make it so that he's crazy too. I have an affinity for some crazy, like it's a certain level of crazy that I can tolerate. Cause I know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? It would be a good idea to kind of shift Rodeo's character, right? And make it so that he has some sort of like alternate lifestyle or something that causes him to disappear, because this is whack. This is the same thing from season 1. So he's apologizing, and then out walks bartender man naked again. He's like, hey, my man, what's up? Like real cavalier, nothing. So Rodeo disappears, comes back, and all is supposed to be forgotten. This is getting old. So Rodeo, he was on a whole date. Remember in season 1 with another woman when he felt like Danny wanted him to back off. Like whack, whack, whack. So that's where the episode ends. Royal family, you know what to do. Drop down in the comments. It took me 3 days to watch this episode because I was just like, I'm not doing this right now. I'm not doing this. And I might continue to do so just to give myself peace. So if you listen to the end, I greatly appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content and the commentary. Drop down in the comments, share your thoughts, and let me know what you think. What do you think about that scene with Miss Irene? pulling Andy's card and then telling her, you're too beautiful, you're too smart to be somebody's one night stand. She's a mistress. She was sleeping with a married man. This is not, one night stands are nothing for her. She's a whole trollop. All right, y'all, I'm out. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, folks. Peace.